What's up, guys? It's been a while since I did a video, but I wanted to give you the update on the boat. It's been a while, did a lot of work to it, not only just the boat but the trailer itself. So I figured I'd give you a video, run through everything and where I'm at, the upgrades I did, changes I made, and just show you what I got going on. But this will be a video of just the boat sitting here right now. I got some on-boat accessories that I'll do an on the water review. I've already did it, like the one of the upgrades I got. We'll go through the video. When I get to it, I'll explain. So right now, here's the boat. All right, it's a 14-foot flat bottom. I believe it's a Alumacraft. Flat bottom Alumacraft. I've had this thing for 15 years, and it's finally at the point where it's never seen better days. So, or these are the best days it's seen. Let me put it to you that way. But I gotta go over the whole boat with you guys. I got a 45-pound thrust foot pedal Minn Kota Edge. Got that on Facebook Marketplace. I want to say 2 years ago, brand new in the box for I think $200. It was a steal. So I had a motor guide before that. That was getting old, so I was in the market, found that, and it's been great. So got that raised up so it drops right over the front. Go over the boat, then I'll go over the trailer after. So these are some of my rigs that I got. I'm a big Daiwa guy. Love the Tattulas XT rods plus the reels. So these things have been sweet. Got the cup holder here with the scale. Bad view right here, but I'll show you. Cup holder with the scale, pliers. Got the recessed mount foot pedal trolling motor. That thing's awesome. It really is. I think I got it on Amazon. I don't know how much it was, but very simple to install. Real easy, and it's great. It's a great feature. So I built this platform out of all aluminum, and the Home Depot carpet. And I just threw some stickers on there thought it looked cool. My son thinks it's cool. So yeah, I built the whole boat, floor, platform, the storage right here, which I'll open in a second. Mounted the headlight, Lowrance fish finder, new panel that runs everything, on off switch for the battery. Floor I did, framed out the back seat, carpeted everything, framed out the back, which flips right open, which is a great feature, which goes to my battery, gas tank. I could get to the ball easily for the fuel, plug down below. I got an onboard battery charger for this battery. This battery runs the electric start for the motor. It runs the PowerPole Micro. All the lights, bilge pump, cabin lights, and that's it. And then so the trolling motor battery is separate, and it's in here, which I'll show you, and that runs just the trolling motor, and that's on its own onboard charger as well. Put foam that you could get at Home Depot for like $6 a piece all around the edge. I don't know, thought it was cool. It's actually comfortable. When the wife comes out on the boat, she likes to lay out, and it's comfortable for her. So I thought it was a nice touch, and I'm gonna keep it till it gets destroyed and then replace it. But this I put on a I don't know if you call them a piano hinge, but it's like a 4-foot piano hinge. Originally I had a piece of aluminum coming all the way across, but then I wouldn't be able to access my battery to wire up, so I cut that out, and it's plenty of support, riveted in and screwed in multiple places. Going down, it's structurally solid. It is. I'm a big boy, 240 pounds, and I stand on this thing with ease. It doesn't, it's solid. The onboard charger is plugged. I have two exterior screws coming out, two exterior bolts coming out of the casing of the battery, and then I cover them up with caps. But the onboard charger is plugged right in there externally, so that's a nice feature. I made other videos in the past of how I wired this boat up with the lights on and all that stuff. I'm not going to go over that now, but I do have lighting all around the boat, as you can see, and it goes all the way around. I have in-cabin lighting, navigation lights. I got everything you can need. I bought a 25 horse. So this boat had a 9.9 horsepower on it, 1999, and the thing was great. It pushed the boat, but I wanted more, you know. It probably got, I want to say 18 miles an hour full speed, and that's with me, just me, I think. Yeah, 18 miles an hour, which moved the boat. But when I start getting into river systems, tidal water, wind, I wanted more. So I've been on the lookout for a 2-stroke electric start 25 horsepower motor, and I found one. Found it for a good deal. It's in great shape. The guy I got it from was a big hack, you know, let's be honest. Said he did a bunch of things to it that he never did. Had a fuel filter in there that was you know, tie wrapped together. There was actually no filter in the housing for the fuel, so I got a new fuel filter. I did new spark plugs. What else did I do? The carburetor was all gunked up, so I ripped the carburetor off, cleaned out the carburetor. I put new lower end unit oil in, and the thing runs great. It really does. I had another video where I put this shallow water mode switch on here. So before it didn't have this. Now I'm actually able to put it in shallow water mode, which is great. It's good for launching the boat and everything. So it's a 1996. And I made it look all nice as I could, for as cheap as I could. But I got all the, you know, the electric start, whatever cables were running to it, fuel line and stuff, throttle controls. I put this tubing on it because before it was just all a mess, and I think it looks nice. It looks nice, so as nice as I could get. It's a John boat, all right? It's not a bass boat, although I want it to be, but you know, without going crazy and on a budget, this boat is pretty freaking cool, man. It's badass. It's small enough where it could get into the tight waters, shallow, and it's also, you know, set up where it can move. So with the new motor on there, I haven't officially clocked it out. I've always had either, you know, choppy water or my wife with me or my son. The fastest I got it up to was 29 miles an hour, and that was with some chop against the wind. So I still have yet to really test it out with just myself, clear conditions, you know, smooth water into the wind, and I'm sure I could hit 30. So when I first put it on, I put this pin into the middle slot, and I found that when I was with my wife on the boat and we were going full throttle, I was porpoising a lot, so the front end would just bounce a lot. So I took the pin and I dropped it down a slot, and that seemed to have really fixed it. So I'm not porpoising anymore, which is great. This thing starts right up. Put the new, well, not new, but the controls it came with, I installed those. I did it all myself. Can't afford to have anybody else do it. But she's a great boat, man. I've had this thing for a long time, and I'm really proud with where it's at. So, like I said earlier, I got the PowerPole Micro, the second version, I guess you want to call it. And this thing's badass, man. I originally bought the clamp, that clamp right there, and that clamp I clamped onto here, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it because the way it sat was, it's a nice feature, it's a nice design idea, but it didn't work with what I had going on. So this sat here like this, it clamped over, and as you can see, those bolts stuck out way too far. So when that was on, I couldn't lift up the back hatch at all, which was an issue because the first time I used this thing, the power pole, the pole itself comes with a rope on it that I thought you choke the end of it and it slides up and down the rope, just in case it pops out. You're able to have a rope tethered to it so it doesn't, drift away and sink and all that stuff. But what happened is I didn't realize that the rope got caught on the jack plate and it blew the fuse. It worked too hard to try to send the pole up. It wasn't going up and it blew a fuse. So when I figured out what was wrong with it, I couldn't get to the fuse in the battery because that clamp, those bolts were impeding. So I had to unplug the whole thing, take the whole thing off the boat with the stake stuck into it. And it was just a pain in the ass. So, and then plus, this clamp comes with these swivel washers, and one broke right off. After I took it off and put it back on, it just broke, and I for $60 or whatever this thing costs, I'm not happy with it. Good idea, just not for me. So I'm returning that, and I ended up just bolting it right into the end of my boat. It's just a plate right here, aluminum plate that I drilled through and bolted to, and it works. It's solid. It is. This thing ain't going nowhere. And I like the idea of where you could just unclamp this whole thing, and if I had to run it to the gas station or a store or whatever, you just pop the whole thing off the boat just so nobody steals it, because there are assholes in this world, as we all know. But it's really not that bad at all, because all you do is just kind of do the same thing. You flip this open, unscrew it, it's just through bolted through, and you just pop this whole thing right off. The mount stays. So I didn't really think it was a bad move to mount it like this. It's solid. I might do two. I don't know. I've tested this out with one, and it works great. It really does. But you do get the swivel effect where you're only mounted and grounded on one point, so obviously the current or the wind is gonna swivel you around a little bit in a circle, which I haven't had too many issues with yet, but I just know the way I am, and I know I'm gonna want to do it. So probably gonna get another one mounted in that corner, so I'm dualed up, and that'd be really cool. So, but here's the boat, and like I said, I built everything from aluminum. It's all aluminum framing. So I ended up, there's a bench seat that goes like right here, and originally I was gonna stop the platform at the edge of the far edge of the bench seat, but when I was building it, I decided to extend it past the bench, and I made storage, and it works out actually really great. So this pops open, and just so you guys know, everything I did was plywood, with the aluminum framing, and every piece of plywood on this boat, I used the Bondo fiberglass kit, and it comes with like a big jug, half-gallon jug or whatever, with the 2-part mixture. And every piece of wood on this boat is it's all, you could kind of see it shiny, but it's all coated. I didn't do paint. I kept it strictly fiberglass, the whole thing. I think I did like 2 coats of it on each piece of wood, And every piece of carpet that I put on here, I did not glue. I did not glue it. It stays perfectly fine without glue, because with the fiberglass, I'm assuming that the wood is gonna last way longer than the carpet. So if I need to recarpet it, I just cut the old carpet off and pop it onto the same piece of wood. So, but yeah, this storage, it's about, I mean, it holds, this is the boat bag. I put foam in there, but I got, you know, that's where my registration is, water box and everything. There is lighting, as you can see, coming off right here. But there are lights in there. I got a pump for air, for a flat tire. There's the battery charger for the front battery, and it goes all the way to the other side of the boat. So I thought that was ideal to have. So that holds a lot of stuff. All right, this just pops closed, and it literally doesn't open unless I open it. So yeah, got all the rods on deck. Well, most of them. Got a few more I still got to rig up. But so when it comes to this, you know, it is a little cramped. I got all these rods, and I got a big hatch. So this hatch, it gets caught on the I'm gonna put this down for 1 minute, a second. Just had to move the cord out of the way. But down in here is my second battery. So here runs the trolling motor, and here's, you know, the plug comes out, made a whip, and all this does is I made ports where obviously you got the trolling motor battery directly wired to this plug, and that's what I plugged the trolling motor into. But God forbid if I do run out of battery with the trolling motor, I got backup battery power running all the way to the main battery in the back of the boat, which you saw earlier. So this is designated strictly to the trolling motor, and like I said, backup if I need it. But you can see the framework I did. You know, it's all aluminum. I'm not gonna go crazy into it because I have another video that shows this stuff, but this holds all my tackle. You know, there's a lot of room. I got, I think, 8 trays in here of tackle, and I could fit probably another 8 easily. I got all my soft plastics and stuff in here, so it works out great. And I have lights in here as well, so if it is dark early in the morning or whatever, I got to get in here, just flip the switch, turn the lights on, all inside the cabin. Lights up real nice, real bright. So but yeah, it's I love it. I think for what it is, being a 14 foot 1436, you can't beat it. I'm really happy with it. Took a long time, did a lot of work, really did. This is the other switch for the micro power pole. So it comes with a necklace, little beeper style button that you wear around your neck, or you could do it with that as well. All the wires that run through the boat, I cut one of those cheap fishing rod socks, sleeves, whatever, and I just wrapped it in that, you know, but just to dress it up so you don't see all different color wires and stuff. But this is where the onboard chargers plug into. So one for the main, and then one for trolling motor. But I love this boat, man. You know, now that it goes roughly 30 miles an hour, there's more than enough engine for this thing. It moves. It moves. So I already took it out a couple times. I had a nice morning this morning on the lake. Caught a nice 3 3/4, couple pickerel, another bass. So I only had about 3 hours of fish, and made the best of it. So, but yeah, this is the boat. This is the boat. So And one thing I want to say is just anybody that has a boat or is out in the water, you know, make sure you guys bring extra stuff, you know, bring extra parts, because like I said, I was on the water and I blew a fuse on this thing, and luckily I had a box of all assorted different fuses. So it took me, you know, once I got the thing off and I got access to the fuse, pop a new fuse in, put it all back in, back up and running, you know. Bring tools, just be prepared, you know. Don't let a stupid little thing ruin your trip out. Bring extra plugs. That was the other thing. I went to put in the plug for the first time 2 weeks ago, and the plug I've always used for years, for whatever reason, when I went to plug it in this time, it was all swelled up. It would not fit. It was not fitting. I would have been screwed if I didn't have other spare plugs. So it's key, you know, have extra props for your trolling motor, bring some sockets to switch it out, you know, whatever you need to just stay on the water and not ruin your day. Make it happen, you know, it's worth it. I put foam strips, so this flooring didn't come tight against the aluminum, but so I had this extra foam that I just put strips in, because before I didn't have it, debris and stuff would collect in here. I would drop hooks and everything, and it would be a pain to kind of dig out. So anywhere where I had like little gaps, I just filled with this foam, it looks sharp. I think it's nice, you know, serves its purpose. Put a piece of carpeted wood underneath. This was all exposed, open, where you can see like there's a fuse box back there and everything. So I just closed that up. But I'm really happy with the boat. I really am. It's all I got right now. Obviously my dream is to get something bigger and better in the future, especially now that my son is starting to get involved. My wife's been coming with me more, so, but I'll never get rid of this thing. This thing's great for small water, quick little in and outs. Anything can pull it. You know, obviously I got a truck to pull anything, but this thing is light enough where anything can pull it. So, but that's the boat. I'll do an on the water video later when I get onto a lake that allows the 25 to rip around. A lot of lakes around here that I go to is like either you know, 9.9 and under, or 8 miles an hour and under, and or, you know, whatever other restrictions there are. But once I get on a lake soon, maybe later this week, I'll do an on the water video to just show the performance of it. So, and then I'll jump to the trailer. Trailer was in pretty bad shape. Last year I did all new bunks on the sides. I did new bunks underneath. I welded these little pedestals underneath that hold the bunks. I welded these things on to hold the side pieces. This trailer was very old. It's 1986. It's a 1986 or 1989 trailer. So I ended up having to replace the hubs, which was a pain because I found out that I do not have a typical size hub. It's called the Shorty, or people call it the Shorty. But just beware that, you know, if you have an older trailer, don't just go on Amazon and buy a standard hub. You know, make sure you get the right size. So luckily I was smart enough to measure everything before ordering. They were a little harder to find, but I did find them. I replaced them. I installed the bearing buddies. I took the rim off, or I took the tires off when I was doing the hubs, and I sprayed these tires were originally white. I spray painted them black. I think the white looked pretty bad, so went black on black, and came out pretty good. You know, for, like I said, for an old John boat trailer, she's in good shape. I found out afterwards that the axle was rotting out, so I salvaged the axle and I beefed it up, and I'm hoping to just get another 3 years out of it, and then I'll replace the whole axle and stuff. But between last year and this year, the amount of work I put into it, it's nice. Put new side lights onto the trailer, which I always had, but they never worked. So now all the lights work, everything works. So next thing I got to do with this boat is underneath. I gotta bite the bullet and you know, resurface the underside of this boat. So that'll be next. But got a new winch on it last year. I think it's pretty sweet, you know. It's all I got, and I'm gonna make the best of it. So it's a nice boat. You know, I like to do maybe a little more cosmetic stuff to it. Maybe replace the steering wheel with something a little bit more cooler looking, but then I feel like I'd be opening a can of worms. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But let me know what you guys think, if you want. If not, whatever. But I just wanted to give you an update, because I know I did bits and pieces of videos in the past of where I'm at. So it's coming along good. I know I'll never be done completely with this boat, but you know, for where I'm at, I think it's pretty badass. So shout out to Martin's Custom Baits. He makes some killer jigs, bladed jigs, spinner baits. Check him out. Fishing Factory 3, Middletown. Shout out to local 424 Ironworkers. So that's how I make a living. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I got this cool pop-up tent too, just recently. It's pretty sunny out, I don't know. But this thing was it's 20 by 10. Got it on Amazon because I was tired of coming home with the boat and having to rush around and put a tarp on it. And you know, this is just, it's 155 bucks on Amazon. So check that out. I secured it to the ground with some anchors, secured it to the fence. So it was windy the past couple days, and it didn't move at all. And it's been dumping rain for the past 2 or 3 days, and this boat was dry, completely dry. So, but that's the boat. I'll do a follow-up on the water video, like I said, a little later on. I'll post it, and you know, I'll review the micro power pole anchor, show you guys that in action, show you the new motor, well, the new motor for me. And you know, when I do an upgrade, might do a front you know, fish finder on the front. Might buy one of those Eagle Eye 9s from Lowrance with the forward facing. You know, who knows? I hate forward facing, watching it on TV, but on the water is a different scenario. You know, I'm not gonna lie. So I've used it before. It's pretty cool in person. It just sucks to watch on TV. But yeah, that's the boat. You know, add a comment, throw a like, whatever you guys want to do. I appreciate you. See you guys soon.